I assure you that I remain who I have been on the bench right from the beginning and intend to end that way. All I ask of you is that prayers, and for each and every one of us to try to live within the confines of the law and the constitution of this country.
The 17th Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onnoghen, was suspended by the federal government of Nigeria over allegations of failure to declare his assets and a breach of the Code of Conduct Bureau and Tribunal Act 1991. Barely days after, President Muhammad Buhari, in a decision that sent shockwaves through the nation, swore in Justice Ibrahim Tanko Mohammed as the new Acting CJN and Onnoghen's replacement. 24 hours after Mohammed's appointment as CJN, he proceeded to induct members of the 2019 election tribunals, a task that was already scheduled for Walter Onnoghen. Onnoghen's suspension came in for a lot of criticism from concerned Nigerians, the Nigerian Bar Association, the Coalition of United Political Parties, and the People's Democratic Party. The harshest voice, however, is that of the PDP. The PDP and its presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar have cried foul over Onnoghen's suspension and Mohammed's appointment and labelled it a desperate ploy by President Muhammad Buhari to annex the judiciary, achieve his self-succession bid, and subvert Nigeria's democracy days into the 2019 elections. The Election Tribunal is a court conferred with the authority to deal with disputes arising from the conduct of elections in Nigeria. Thus, they have the power to reverse an election result, annul an election, and influence the eventual result of the 2019 polls. PDP is convinced that Mohammed's appointment as CJN is an attempt by Buhari and the APC to manipulate the decision-making process of the Election Tribunal, despite claims by the Supreme Court that the names of the inaugurated members of the tribunal are the same names that were compiled by Onnoghen prior to his suspension. As the 2019 polls draw closer and Nigeria's largest parties, the APC, the PDP, and 89 other parties battle for supremacy at the polls, it is likely that Onnoghen's suspension will affect the perceived legitimacy of the polls and the fairness of any election tribunal decisions reached. In 2015, over 600 cases were brought before the Election Tribunal. Following the 2019 primary elections, according to the Independent National Electoral Commission, nearly 500 legal issues and petitions were filed by aggrieved candidates and political parties. And the 2019 general elections is expected to birth even more conflict if the Election Tribunal makes decisions that are perceived to be in the APC's favor and the PDP as well as other political parties doubt the legitimacy of the decisions made. It is likely that supporters of opposing parties will clash. Rootstv, Nigeria.